What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at now. Clearly, you see the title of the broadcast, and this is where we at here. So they're talking about the situation with, men and women, in the Bible and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to dive off into it, see what they have to say. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
If I'm trying to give women money and if I'm trying to trick on them and if I'm trying to get them to perform for me by paying for them and trying to buy their submission and cooperation, am I the problem or is she the problem?
Nigga, you the problem.
Right. So if a woman's trying to give me sex, how are you blaming man for rejecting it or accepting it?
You still the problem.
Let me finish. Let me finish and I'll show you how you can. No, it's not dumb because
see, now see, that's why
are you gonna let me finish? Now you're being emotional.
Don't worry about it, my nigga.
A man out the Bible, you being emotional. I know you already had that. So if you're going off the Bible, wasn't a woman supposed to give a man her chastity when she's supposed to give a man a virtuous woman, a woman who is a virgin? If I'm a man who can get this abundance of women and I can get sex from all these women, and then the only marriageable woman I can get is a woman who's already had sex, should I get with her?
Women are supposed
I'm asking you a question for you to be consistent.
It was both of them.
It was
both of them.
You can have multiple.
It was for both of them.
Brother, can you control yourself?
Ella, I'm answering your question. Both of you were supposed to. A woman and a man was supposed to reserve themselves.
The Bible tells you what
themselves
you
for
the Bible
marriage.
tells you what to do if you have multiple wives. A man can have multiple wives. Stop that.
I just told you, my nigga. Like, if you gonna listen,
no, you're not.
Ella, Ali, I'm sorry. If you I'm not public offender, man. I'm not public offender, bro.
Yes, you are.
I'm not public. So let me answer your question. Since you want to get spicy. It's always a nigga with a beard that want to act like
you got spicy. You got spicy.
Let me answer your question. I just said that God recorded things that was happening. But when you look at his original design for marriage, he gave Adam one wife. That's his original design. So just because he is recording sin, there were men that were raping women. He recorded that in the Bible too. Guess what? Did he agree with that? No, he was recording history to show that you needed a savior. That doesn't mean he agreed with polygamy. If you go learn anything, hold on, wait, I'm almost done. If you literally go to any theologian, any biblical history, any scholar, they will tell you that God's original design was one man, one woman. Even when Jesus references Jesus in.
Okay, hold on here. All right. So we're about to go here now. And we are about to learn a few things. So, in today's society, nobody's really teaching the true situation of the Bible. I grew up as a preacher's child, things like that, Church of God in Christ, old school stuff. You know what I'm saying? Listen, look, they did preach the actual Bible back then. Listen, look, let's go here now. Let's see. Hold on here. Who was Lilith to Adam?
Lilith is often considered to be Adam's first wife in various mythological and religious texts. According to legend, she was created from the same soil as Adam and demanded equality, which led to her refusal to submit to him or to God, resulting in her departure from the Garden of Eden. Over time, Lilith has evolved from a figure associated with demons to a symbol of female empowerment and rebellion against patriarchal norms. Her story has left a significant mark on discussions surrounding creation and the early days of humanity.
So, listen, look. Don't that sound familiar with the feminist movement and all this other type of stuff?
What the French toast is there to think about?
Don't that sound familiar? So, and this is the thing that's not being, taught or taught in, new age churches and things like that. I grew up in a time they did they told us this in church. They preached the Bible back in the day. From the rooter to the tutor, from the beginning of Genesis all the way through Revelations, the whole nine. Yes, And there was a time in the Bible that there was a separation and, things happen. But at the end of the day, though, the first woman that was actually created with Adam was Lilith. This is very much true. This is something that I definitely know because they taught that the pastors preached this in church back in the day. I don't know what y'all listening to now. These new age pastors, they're talking out the side of their necks. They're not teaching the actual word anymore. I know this for a fact. That's the reason why real men don't go to church anymore out here.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Not the ones my age and older. We know better. If we went to church growing up, they told us this. God made Lilith with Adam out of the same damn soil. Lilith said, no, I will not obey you. I will not obey Adam. I'm equal to him. You made us out of the same soil, and I will not obey Adam. Why you think the feminist movement has such things as called Lilith fairs? Look this up. This is very much true. Lilith fair, things like that. You know what I'm saying? The feminist movement was based out of the Lilith ideology. And this is very much true. This is the reason why it's so powerful amongst the women today and things like that. Even the women that was born from Adam's rib. But I'm finna keep going just a little bit more. Hold on here. Because we got to hear a little bit more of what they're saying. And I'm going to show you guys something. Let's go here now.
Is God. If you don't believe that, you're not a Christian. When Jesus references divorce, he says, if any man,
nowhere in
any man divorces his wife, not wives, it's singular. You weren't supposed to have multiple goddamn women.
Nowhere in the law of Moses.
Goodness gracious.
So
he recorded the information. All right. Yeah, hey, go check out Corey Minor, Smart Christian.
You said you was going to
check out Alan Park. Go check out
so this is now Bible
go
study.
check out any theologian. Any theologian who actually
I'm gonna get out the Bible.
One mic, fellas.
Go check out any theologian, any biblical history, any biblical scholar, and then you tell me if your opinion match up with what you're saying.
You crashing out. Moses had multiple wives. Moses had multiple wives. Abraham had multiple wives.
To me.
Ishmael had multiple wives. Isaac had multiple wives. You just talking.
So Shannon, no.
I know they had multiple wives. They weren't supposed to have multiple wives. That's the point.
So
who said that when at the end of the day, though, Adam, at the end of the day, excuse me, God made Adam and Lilith, and God told Lilith to obey Adam. Lilith was Adam's first wife.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
These are biblical fucking facts. Biblical facts.
It's supposed to be a peaceful Thursday show.
You can dissect.
Dang.
Nowhere in the law of Moses, the actual written commandment from God, does he forbid a man from having more than one wife. The 10 Commandments don't mention it. The Torah gives regulations for it, not prohibition. If something was sinful from the beginning, God would have explicitly banned it, like he did with incest, homosexuality, adultery. Instead, he gave rules for managing it fairly. Exodus 21:10, if he takes another wife to himself, he shall not diminish her food, her clothing, or her material rights. This is direct legal statute from God, not about whether polygyny is right or wrong, but how to treat each wife fairly. Deuteronomy 21:15-17, God addresses inheritance rights. If a man has 2 wives, he doesn't rebuke the man for having 2 wives. He gives laws to prevent favoritism from cheating a son out of his birthright. Regulation is not prohibition. God regulates war, slavery, and polygyny, meaning he recognizes its existence and gives order to it. God blessed men who practiced it. Abraham had Sarah, then Hagar. God blessed him as the father of many nations. Genesis 17:5-6. No curse for having more than one wife, concubine. Jacob and Israel had Leah, Rachel, Bala, and Zalpa. God renamed him Israel and made his 12 sons the tribes of his chosen people. David, God himself gave David multiple wives, 2 Samuel 12:18. Nathan the prophet tells David that God gave him his master's house and your master's wives into your arms, and would have given more if David had asked. Solomon, though Solomon's foreign wife led him astray religiously, God never condemned the act of having multiple wives, only the idolatry that brought in. Kings 11:3-4. God uses polygyny in his own imagery. Ezekiel 23.
What did Jesus say?
God,
hey, let's get out the Bible. Hey, Marcus, he don't know the Bible. Let's get out the
Bible.
What
did you? Hold on, wait.
Nobody knows that.
Hold on. I like all the information. I love all the information to give. I love all the information that M. White give. If I allow something, does that mean I'm in full agreement with it? If my original design was Adam and Eve, why didn't I give him a second wife?
He did. Eve was the second wife.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
My original design. And I'm Jesus. I'm the one who died on the cross. Hold on, M. White, one second. I'm Jesus. I died on the cross for your sins. I am addressing divorce. And I'm also saying with my words written in red, if any man, singular, divorces his wife.
So I think
unless it's for sexual immorality.
Hey Marcus, before you answer that, right? How can he have? This is how right? How can he have another wife if there's only 2 people on earth? How can he have another wife?
Never mind. M. White. I'm sorry.
How can he have another wife?
My bad. Again, I'm talking about God original design.
It was way more than 2 people on earth. Listen, look. All right, then. Here we go. Here we go. The thing of this is that, you know, it's a lot of talking out the side of the neck here. A lot of talking out the side of the neck. So, okay. Here we go. Adam and Eve had 2 sons, Cain and Abel. Let's go here now. All right. Let's go here now. Adam and Eve had 2 sons, Cain and Abel. We know these are facts. Real talk. These are facts. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. What did Cain say after he killed Abel?
Whoever finds me will kill me. According to compellingtruth.org, Cain murdered his brother Abel, after God rejected Cain's sacrifice but accepted Abel's. As a result of the murder, God cursed Cain, making him a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, Genesis 4 verse 14. At this, Cain reveals his fear that, whoever finds me will kill me.
So Cain said, whoever finds me will kill me.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Cain said, whoever finds me will kill me after being banished from the situation after Cain deleted Abel. So my question here is, if Cain said that, then that means that there were other beings or people, whatever terms you want to use, there were other entities on the planet that Cain feared to be banished and outcast, and he had to go outside of the covenant of what God provided for his family and stuff like that. Cain feared that. Cain feared going outside. He knew that there was other entities, there was other beings or whatever that would actually be capable of deleting him. So that means that there were other beings or humans or whatever on the planet.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
What do you think the flood came in at? What do you think the flood came in at? God had to flood the earth in order to get rid of certain entities and giants and all types of things. Are y'all really reading the Bible out here? Are y'all really reading this thing for yourselves? This is what we were taught growing up back in the day. They're not teaching y'all this nowadays in the Bible. That's the reason why you got to read this. That's the reason why you new age people got to read that for yourselves. At least the pastors back in the day actually taught us something. This is crazy out here. Y'all don't understand shit. Yes, Cain feared being outcast because of what he did to his own brother. He knew that there were other entities out there that would delete him. This is crazy, bro. Y'all, man, y'all don't understand, man. All right. Wow. Man, y'all need to actually do your own research. Seriously. Man, stop it, bro. Stop it. Yes. Yes. Adam and Eve. Well, first of all, Adam and Lilith were born of the same soil. God made them first. Lilith said no. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't doing shit. Period. God laid Adam down yet again after he cast Lilith out of the garden, made Eve of his own rib, and then the whole story of, you know, Eve being deceived first by the serpent and things like that. God cast Lilith out to make her crawl on her belly for all eternity. Only snakes crawl on their belly for. Listen, look, you get the picture. You get the fucking picture. It is what it is here. Let's keep going.
Ali, that's a checkmate.
And we'll have that conversation on the back end, bro. I can't do it because Ali gonna hop in. I'll have the conversation with you later, and White. That's fine.
I ain't gonna have another wife. There's only 2 people on earth.
We can move on. Because he could have gave him more, because it's his original design, you dumbass. He only created 2 people. That's his original design. 1 man, 1 woman in a union.
He only created 2 people. But when we actually look at scientific fact throughout history, you know what I'm saying? What happened to the giants? You know what I'm saying? What happened to, you know what I'm saying, the devil leaving heaven and carrying so many multiple of, you know what I'm saying, beings with him, that those beings actually came down to earth and were so enamored with the women of earth till they had babies with them and created the giants, aka the Nephilim. Listen, look, that's how I know these people are talking out of the side of their necks. They don't really know the Bible. They don't really know history. Look this shit up. This is God's truth. God made certain mistakes and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. And I'm not saying that I don't love God. I'm not saying that God don't know what he doing and things like that, because he do. But he had to put strategical things in place and do certain things in order to get us to where we at now. Period. Period. Man, this is wild right here. This is something that y'all got to accept, because I've accepted. Real talk. Decades ago. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it just is what it is. That's the reason why God gave us free will on this planet. But these are the facts.
You dumb. You dumb. That's, I'm saying, his original design. God could have created more than what God could have created more than his people on the earth.
Let me just ask a question. Let me do an intelligence check real quick. Let me do an intelligence check for Shannon.
Is your wife?
I said it. That makes no damn sense. Now you good. I'm going to mute up. You got it.
Hold on. Just a question for you. Do you believe that when God initially made Adam and Eve, that it was not designed for procreation at the time until sin came? They was not supposed to procreate. Procreation came, all of the concepts and understanding it came after sin. Do you at least understand that? I'm just doing an intelligence check to see if you actually properly read.
You asking me if I believe procreation was
not the original. Procreation was not the original design for man and women. That came after the fall.
I'm looking at the wrong person. Say that one more time.
No, I'm just asking the question. Do you understand that procreation, men and women populating the earth, multiplying their seeds, multiplying the seed was not original. That was in result of the sin. And it's
okay. So you know what I'm saying? What Darwin is talking about here. You know what I'm saying? AKA Bruiser. That's what I know him by, that I've been following him by for quite some time now. But anyway, though, this is the thing here. Like I said, if Cain said once he was cast out and he was in fear of the other entities or humans or whatever labels that we want to put on everything, he was in fear of being cast out of, you know what I'm saying, the situation because he killed his brother and things like that. He was in fear of going out there and being amongst the other beings that were existing at that time. So there were other beings existing at that time. And see, this is what I'm talking about right here. This whole situation is talking out the side of their necks. Everybody is.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Look this up. I'm telling you right now. As a preacher's kid, we were taught the old school Bible from Genesis all the way to Revelations. Nothing was left out. The sins and things like that. The Ten Commandments, all this. We were taught all this back in the day. Y'all are not being taught the truth anymore. It's even text and stuff like that that's being left out. It was scrolls and stuff that was found in 1945 and things like that were left out of the Bible. It's scrolls that the Council of Nicaea left out of the Bible. All types of stuff. Listen, look, man, y'all don't really know what's going on out here. And y'all aren't getting half of the truth. Yes, Adam had a wife before Eve. Her name was Lilith. And if you look at the feminist movement right now, they actually worship Lilith. It is what it is, people. And these are just the facts. Everybody's talking out the side of their neck right here. Nobody's really doing any true research and things like that. And this is something that I know because I grew up in the church, old school style. Them preachers and missionaries and deacons and stuff like that told us the truth back in the day. That's the reason why the families were stronger. That's the reason why the community was stronger, because they told us the truth. Nowadays, they telling y'all a bunch of fake ass shit. You know what I'm saying? These pastors riding around in jets all day, talking out the side of their neck, getting free fucking money because they ain't got to pay taxes on their church and shit like that. Stop the bullshit.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Stop it. It's crazy out here. But I'm telling you though, yeah, this is the truth. Do the research for yourself. If you got time or whatever, or if you actually want to know the truth. If you don't want to know the truth, oh well, then you just don't want to know it. But don't talk out the side of your neck because you don't want to actually find out the truth. But this is reality though. Nah, at the end of the day though, you know what I'm saying? Lilith said no. She wasn't going to obey Adam. She wasn't going to obey God. She said what she said. She said we was made of the same soil, and I don't have to obey God. I don't have to obey Adam. She said that. Not knowing that God still had the power to cast her dumb ass out. It is what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Man. It's wild out here. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Man, love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line. Man, y'all better do y'all research out here. Tell y'all, man, y'all being fooled. Y'all being fooled. Lilith is the one that's corrupting Adam's rib. I'm just being honest with you. Man, y'all need to be informed out here. Shout out to y'all, man. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think.